Hey there, it's Harry. How are you doing this week? This week is getting a bit more autumnal. In fact, it's getting a bit dark outside behind me. I left this video till a bit late in the day to do it. But this week I want to talk to you about how you can still get the outcome you want even when you don't get the outcome you want. What do I mean? Last weekend I went to the Professional Speakers Association Mega Conference. It's their annual conference for an association I've joined. You might recall a little while back I shot a video about entering their competition Speaker Factor, kind of a bit like X Factor but for 5-minute speeches. And I entered that and I didn't get through the heats, and then I went to another club because you could enter twice and I did get through the heats, and it was a story about persistence really. So anyway, the semi-finals were last weekend at their big conference there. Everyone from all over the country's there and Ireland, and you have to deliver your 5-minute speech. There was 11 people in that semi-final. My goal that weekend naturally was to win it, but also it was to speak on the Saturday, which was the final, where you get to speak on the main stage instead of one of the side rooms, which is where the semi-finals were placed. So Friday night, semi-finals, I get drawn first, which is never a good thing apparently to speak because you almost never go through, and you can kind of guess what happened. I gave a great speech, I gave it the best I could, but I didn't get through. And you know, I was a little bit surprised, to be fair, and so were quite a few other people, but you know what, it's just how it goes. So I thought that I wasn't going to get my goal of speaking on the main stage in front of maybe 200 people instead of the 50 or so that were in the small room. And then what happened is I remembered that they were going to do a comedy night on the main stage later that evening. And so I hunted down the person that was organising that and I said, are there any spaces? And he said, you know what, a couple of people have dropped out, and these people have been preparing for months, all the other people. And I was like, 7:30 at night, comedy starts at 9:30, can I do it? And I must say, I must kind of, full disclosure here, I had about 2.5 years ago gone on a comedy course, so I had a 5-minute set that I haven't looked at for over 2 years, and I did deliver it a couple of times. And so I thought maybe that's in my email somewhere. So I went back up to my room. I'd already committed. I said, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I went back up to my room and I was like, okay, where's this thing? Read it, and then basically sent it to my phone so I could read it whilst in the room when everyone else was doing their sets, and I made sure I was on in the second half. Long story short, I got on stage, I remembered most of it, and it went down really well. People had already been prepped that I was a last-minute candidate, and so when they came up to me afterwards, they were like, oh my god, I saw you just do Speaker Factor and then you've just done the comedy. And ultimately, my main outcome, even though it was really to win Speaker Factor, it was also to be able to present in front of a collection of my peers and speak on the main stage in front of maybe 150, 200 people. So in that respect, I did succeed. I got the outcome, and I got that through not the approach that I wanted to take initially, which was Speaker Factor. I got that by what they call in the startup community pivoting slightly, taking a different direction and still getting a similar, if not exactly the same outcome. So that's what I want to say to you this week, is that sometimes you're not going to get exactly what you want, but think about what it is that you really want. So I wanted that Speaker Factor crown, but I also wanted to speak on the main stage. I was able to get around that another way. So maybe there's something that you're doing that really there's something bigger and above and beyond what you think is the goal, and can you get to that another way? Take a slight pivot, move around it slightly, go under it, go over it, take a different route, whatever it is. I hope that makes sense to you. I just wanted to share that with you because I think it can be quite useful. Sometimes we get so caught up in the outcome, the way of doing it, and then when we don't get the outcome, we get a bit disappointed. Whereas in actual fact, if we think about what the real outcome might be, we can get to it another way. Okay, that's it for this week. I hope that's been of service to you. Remember to subscribe, give it the thumbs up. I love all that stuff. Comment and I'll respond to you. And until next week, think about what you're going after. Is there a different approach to it? Maybe there's a completely different outcome that satisfies your same needs. Until then, have a fantastic week, keep moving forward, and I will speak to you very soon. Bye bye.